So Mamushi will once again toss selecting to bat first, and this will not really mind with the HD Meteors because they are a side who like to chase. And both the sides, you would feel they've got what they wanted. ACT Meteors, well, once again, they are led by the captain, Grace Leons, who has been absolutely magnificent throughout this tournament with the bat behind the stumps, with those gloves, and also in her captaincy. And ACD Meteors is a very, very complete and an accomplished side, you would feel, as they started off as the favorites in this tournament and they continue to be in this game as well. On the other hand, Mamushi, the defending champions, will overly reliant at the moment on their player Mignon Duprea. The South African legend, she has scored 268 runs so far in this tournament in just 4 innings. Did not bat yesterday, the game which went on to the super over, and you would expect her to bat today. Right, they're not entirely sure how much are Mamushi thinking, but winning the toss, batting first, well, they scored 156 when they played up against the Meteors the last time, and they won that game by around 27 runs. So they would be hoping for something in the similar region. And once again, they will need Minion Duprea to fire up alongside Mikhaila Wrigley, who has also shown very good form in this tournament. And well, she scored those 90 runs yesterday, which was another brilliant, brilliant innings. Right then, this is the moment where we all were waiting for. The first ball is just moments away. Well, it is the league stages, but it is all between these two. Both the sides who have 4 wins each, just one win away, both the sides from winning the tournament, and they are up against each other. And no other better occasion than this. All right, then. The umpire says, let's play, and here we go. The moment that we have all been waiting for. The final of the Women's Japan Premier League. Monica Gare up against Mignon Duprea. And she plays it straight to the fielder at mid-on. So Mignon Duprea, she is opening the innings. Did not bat yesterday at all. The South African legend. And well, they need runs today, and they need up to those. And they will need the best bat as many deliveries as they can. So taking the strike first up. Once again, nicely bowled by Monica Gare. Pushed towards the fielder at mid-on. Well, Roshni Seth is at the non-striker's end. And surprisingly enough, she has come out to open the innings alongside Mignon Duprea. Maybe just wanting her to play a nice little cameo out here. Well, this time short, and it's been picked up on the leg side. And it's gone straight to the fielder out there. So the opening run and Mignon Duprea is up and running in this final. So Roshni Seth is on strike now. And Roshni has played that one down the ground. And it's in the gap as well. She's on. And she gets a couple of runs. Well, she's up and running as well up against Monica Gare, who took a four in one of the games recently. And the ECT Meteors, well, they have been very good, especially during the chase. They have a very strong batting lineup, and they have a decent enough bowling lineup as well. With someone like Monica Kerr out there starting off with the new ball here. Once again in the air by Roshni Seat, and in the cap as well for a single. So now one more delivery left in this first, and that single has brought back the legendary Minion player back on strike. Once again, just pushed down the ground, so that will now be the end of the first. Score at 4 without a wicket. So it is going to be breathed on. Continue in this second over. She's going to come over the wicket to Roshni Seat, who pushes that one on the offside and straight to the fielder. This time driven and over the infield. And they will take a couple of so well, a slight misfield there, but will still only be two. So Roshni Seth, she has come in maybe to get some quick fire runs for a side. This time wanted to cut that one away. Nicely bowled by Breedalon. And she's gone. She's got the wicket. Well, that's the early breakthrough that the ECT Meteors were searching for. Once again, superbly bowled by Brie DeLon. Well, she has been one of the highest wicket takers in this tournament, and that is exactly why she strikes gold very early, asking her to play it off the back foot and went right through the gate. And Mamushi, they have lost their first at 6 for 1 after 1.4. So in comes Kato Stafford. Well, quite a few changes in this lineup at the moment. Well, it's a slow start this for Mamushi. As it's a bad situation for both the sides. This time they get across, so Kato is off the mark. That is the end of the second. Excellent over Breeded on a successful one. It is 7 for 1 after 2. Right then, another change in the bowling. It is going to be Heidi Lever now. Well, they are spoiled of choices. That is how good a side it is. The ACT Meteors. Well, there's a reason they came in as the favorites in this tournament. Yes, they once again just try to take some early wickets here and try and put themselves in a position of some promise. As we see, that one has been guided on the offside for a single to bring the veteran back on strike. Minion Duprea. But she has been in this game for a long, long time now, has Minion Duprea. And no one, just no one, is more experienced than her. Not only in this tournament, but in most parts of the world. And it's not only the experience that she brings in, also the class that she has. As you can see, she has added one run to her total, 269 in total in the four innings that she has batted, and she's been out only twice in this tournament. Two not outs, and well, she came out to bat in that super over as well yesterday, and what a comeback that was by Mamushi yesterday. It was totally brilliant the way they fought. Well, the Pacific Sunrise needed only 10 runs in 19 deliveries with 5 wickets in hand, and somehow they managed to tie that game and then went on a super over. That was an incredible comeback, and that is the reason we are in a situation like this one now, where you need to win the game. It's a do or die situation. The winner takes it all. Once again, just pushed on the offside. Well, taking her time out there at the moment. Once again, pushes that one towards the fielder at point. Well, not quite able to get away at the moment, Minion Dupre. That is now the end of the third. Excellent over by Heidi Lever, just the two of it. It is 9 for 1 for Mamushi. Well, once again, Monica Gare will continue and a change of end for her. Well, this is the good part about Grace Leons. She just keeps on changing the bowlers that she uses every now and then. Just tries to keep it very different, not wanting to be predictable. As we see Stafford play that one in the gap, and they get a couple of runs. And now pushed on the leg side. Well, a direct hit, and the direct hit could have costed them some runs, but it did not quite cost them on that occasion. Well, this is really good by the ACT Meteors. Once again, cuts that one away. And in the gap as well, the chase is on, but this time the ball will find the fence. And that's the first boundary of this finale. Nicely played through the offside by Ayaka Kado Stafford. And she gets the first one of this game, the first one of this afternoon. And I'm sure there will be a plenty more. Pure timing on that one. This time just pushes it on the offside. And this is really good by Monica Guerra. Good comeback, just the sixth of it. At the end of the fourth, it is 15 for 1 for Mamushi. Right then, Mignon Doprea this time goes big. Chance, chance. Oh, my word. What a big wicket. She's gone. Well, a lot relies on her. And for the first time, we see Mignon Doprea depart very cheaply in this tournament. My word, what a breakthrough that is. Well, she was itching to go. Just the one run for her in the first eight deliveries. Up against spin, wanting to play it with the spin on that leg side, and it's gone straight down the throat of the fielder at deep mid wicket. And that's a big moment, not just in this game, but in this tournament as a whole. Mamushi lose their second. It's 15 for 2, and the legend Mignon Doprea departs. Well, it is Amber Smith, the woman with that golden arm. And in comes Michaela Wrigley. Well, she has been in form, but that wicket of Mignon Duprea, well, you just feel that it has maybe put a nail in the coffin of Mamushi because she has done the bulk of the scoring for them throughout this tournament. And that wicket just sends the ACT Meteors right on top in this game. Well, they have started off really well, and they can just sense at the moment the victory is getting closer to them in this Women's Japan Premier League. Once again, beautifully bowled. Michaela Wrigley just pushes that one on the offside. Well, Amber Smith, the woman with the golden arm, another player who has been amongst the wickets, amongst the timely wickets, and amongst the big wickets. And the wicket that the last one that she took, she will never forget. The wicket of the ex South African captain. and they will very well be aware on how good she is because she scored that 100 also up against the ACT Meteors. Meanwhile, Michaela Wrigley also goes big. This could be another chance, and it's gone just over the fielder. Well, they could have lost another one. It would have been a double whammy, losing Mignon Duprea and Michaela Wrigley in the same over. Nonetheless, she gets off the mark. Excellent over by Amber Smith. It is 17 for 2 for Mamushi at the end of the fifth. Well, Heidi Lever is continuing now in this last over of the power play, and they are right on top here, the ACD Meteors. Well, they did start off as favorites before the start of the tournament and up against the defending champions. They lost the reverse fixture, and in this one, they will be very happy to see the situation that they are in. As we see Ayaka Kato Stafford on strike. Just the one boundary so far in this innings, and it's come off Ayaka Kato Stafford's bat. As we see that one wanting to play it through the offside, very close to finding the outside edge. Well, just three more deliveries left inside this power play. And at the moment, Mamushi are not thinking about power play. They are thinking about survival. Once again, they will need Michaela Wrigley to set herself on the stage. Well, meanwhile, Ayaka Kato Stafford is showing some good form. Once again, just turns that one away on the leg side. She is middling most of the deliveries. Can she play a big innings here? Can she support Michaela Wrigley? Well, yesterday was a brilliant, brilliant innings by her, scoring 90 runs. Very unfortunate to miss out on 100. The Aussie. Once again, nicely bowled by Heidi Lever. This is really good. Once again, an over where just the one run has come off it so far. And now one more delivery left. Well, that's another swing and a miss. It will stay at only one for the over. Absolutely brilliant by Heidi Lever. It is 18 for 2 now at the end of the sixth. Well, it is the player of the match of yesterday's game continuing here, the Huchi Quinn. She got a couple of wickets, gave away just the 9 runs in a 4 overs. As we see Kato Stafford take the single and bring Michaela Wrigley back on strike. Well, charges down the wicket and well keeps it very much controlled. Well, they can't afford to lose another wicket here, Mamushi. And especially the wicket of Michaela Wrigley. She will be very much aware that she has to stay out there at the crease. The highest run getter for them has been Mignon Dupreya, and the second highest has been Michaela Wrigley. And if you take both of those players out, there's hardly anything left out there for Mamushi. Although they do have a lot of talent in this batting lineup, but what has happened so far in the first 5 games has been these two sparkling. And after losing one of the two, they need Michaela Wrigley to perform. This time sweeps, misses out on that occasion, does Kato Stafford. Once again, a very tight over this by the ACT Meteors. Well, they gave away just 101 yesterday up against the Titans. And once again, just continuing with that bowling form. Well, we have spoken a lot about the batting lineup on how good the ACT Meteors batting lineup is. But the bowling lineup is none less. That is the end of the seventh. Now, just the three coming off it. In fact, just the two coming off it, it is 20 for 2. Well, Amber Smith is continuing now. And just the 1-4 still for Mamushi as they try to build something. Trying to stick around. This time turned away on the leg side, and that will run away to the fence. So the second boundary of the innings. And once again, it's come off the bat of Ayaka Kato Stafford. Well, this innings, it will give her a lot of confidence as well and a lot of awareness about the match situation. And she's doing it superbly at the moment. This time tossed up by Amber Smith and driven nicely along the carpet for a single. Good sensible cricket. Hits the boundary first and then rotates the strike. So pushed back at the bowler. Well, Mikhaila Wrigley, she wants to go big, but not quite able to get the middle of the bat. Charging down the wicket and takes just a single. And now wanting to sweep that one away, misses out. So that is now the end of the eighth. 7 come off it. It is 27 for 2 for Mamushi. Well, Monica Gear is now bowling a third over. Well, usually she operates mostly in the back 10, bowls more overs in the back 10, and this time she is bowling much more up ahead in the innings. She's wicketless though, still. Once again, just pushed back by Michaela Wrigley, who is at the moment now on 6 of 13 deliveries, and Cato Stafford is on 15 of 22. As the ACT Meteors continue to be on top. This time it will be a wide down the leg side. An unforced error and an extra run for Mamushi. Well, that's the first extra, I believe, in this innings in terms of wides or no balls. This time played in the air and in the gap, is it? Well, yes, it is. Well, she has stepped outside and she couldn't quite keep it in. Well, not quite aware of where she was standing. And that's the first boundary for Michaela Wrigley, the third one of the innings. And just trying to gain momentum here, Mamushi. Picking the gap to perfection. Although the fielder did get across, not quite able to stop it. And well, the fielder behind her backing up, she stepped herself outside the boundary line. Well, Michaela Wrigley this time goes big. Well, this time on the bounce towards the fielder at deep mid wicket. So now one more delivery left in this ninth over. And this time guided nicely backward of square. And the chase is on, and a couple of more runs will be taken. So 11 runs come off that over. A very good one this for Mamushi. That is the end of the ninth. It is 37 for 2. Right then, Brie DeLeon is back into the attack once again, just rotating her bowlers, Grace Leons. And she is very good at that. This time taking a single, bringing Michaela Wrigley back on strike. Well, this time Cato Stafford lays it towards the boundary rope and takes a couple of more runs. Well, the umpires have taken drinks here. 42 for 2 after 9.4. Well, that was an excellent effort out there in the deep, and finally it's been signaled as a six. So a maximum of the bat of Ayaka Stafford Kato. It's the first one of not only this game but also this entire day. We did not see a six in that game between the Pacific Sunrays and the Titans, and now we see one here. This time lofted in the air and gone. Well, a six, and then the departure of Kato Stafford. Heidi Lever strikes, and Mamushi lose the third. Well, a nice little partnership between the two has come to an end, and it's been a good innings by Kato Stafford under pressure. Well, she will have to depart here for 29. Just a gentle chip through the offside, and went straight to the fielder. 58 for 3 now. And then comes Erika Oda, starting off with a wide delivery there. Heidi Lever. Once again, just a push on the outside. That is now the end of the 12th. It is 59 for 3. Once again, just charging down the wicket, turning that one away. Well, this partnership between Erika Oda and Mikaela Wrigley is once again very crucial for Mamushi as they find themselves at 62 for 3 after 12 and a half overs. Well, they have those wickets in hand though. Well, a big appeal, and the umpire says no. This time charging down the wicket and will fall short of the fielder at long on the bounce. And a direct hit and a ricochet will allow them to come back for the second. So a couple of runs to get off the mark for Eric Oda. And now an attempt of a sweep misses out. That is the end of the 13th. Well, in fact, it's a wicket. She's clean bowled. It's an inside edge onto the stump. And Erika Oda, well, she has to depart here for just the 2 runs. And Mamushi lose the wicket number 4. It's 64 for 4 now. The field went flying. Beautiful delivery once again by Amber Smith. Right then, Monica Gare into a final over. 1 for 20 in a 3.1. Once again, played on the offside by Michaela Wrigley. Well, she holds the key. She has to play throughout the innings. She needs to play the 20 overs. Now she's supported by Mai Yanagida, her captain. But once again connects, but straight to the fielder at mid wicket. This is really good by Monica Gale. 3 consecutive dots now. Oh, that is excellent piece of hitting. That is absolutely brilliant. Well, keeping it away from the fielder as well, and she's made no mistakes at all. And Mai Yanagida, well, she was on her bike to take that single, and in the end denied and back in her crease. 4 consecutive dots for Monica Gale. Absolutely brilliant. This time she clears the infield and also the fielders at the boundary line and finally gets the boundary. Well, 4 dot delivery, something had to give in. And she has got the boundary that they were searching for, Mamushi. Once again she goes, but this time only a single. So that is now the end of the 14th with 69 for 4. Well, a no ball to start off, and it's gone away to the fence as well. That's bonus runs for Mamushi. Mikaela Wrigley is not going to miss out on that one. She is the informed batter and gets another boundary. And Quinn, for the first time, pretty rare this by her, gives away a no ball like this one. But it is a free hit and it's been driven straight to the fielder. Gets away with it. Does Quinn. Well, not quite able to maximize her opportunity on the free hit. Well, this time wanting to play it behind square. Beautifully bowled by Quinn. Once again, charges down the wicket, but she's missing her length once again, and that's another boundary for Mikaela Wrigley. Well, they're making a game out of this one now, Mamushi. They're getting some quick runs, and Mikaela Wrigley once again at the heart of it. Another full toss and charging down the wicket, just smashes that one, cross batted through the leg side, sheer power. Once again, charging down the wicket. Well, not quite able to clear the infield, just a single. That is the first delivery that Mai Yanagida is going to face, and that's an absolute ripper by Quinn. Very close to finding the outside edge. This time driven to get off the mark. Well, that would be a single to close out the over. An expensive one. It is 80 for 4 after 15. Well, 3 wickets now for Amber Smith. Uh, sh- she will now come around the wicket to Otta. Well, Wrigley is still out there, but they've got the wicket of the captain Mai Yanagida. And just 4 more overs left after this. You would feel a bit hard done by for Mamushi. They've won the toss, elected to bat first, and it's not quite working out for them. This time pushed back at the bowler. So Amber Smith finishes a spell, 4 overs, 3 for 18. Absolutely brilliant. It is 84 for 5 at the end of the 16th. Well, Heidi Lever starting off the 17th over with a wide. Well, how many more can they get Mamushi? They would be eyeing at least 120 from here on. The wicketkeeper is right up at the stumps to place Leon supporting the pacer Heidi Lever so that Michaela Wrigley doesn't walk on the track. This time upish and almost carrying to the fielder. Excellent effort out there. Well, they know how important that wicket is of Michaela Wrigley as she scampers across for a couple of more runs. Once again, just pushed on the offside. This time tucked away and nicely fielded as well. So that single brings Kurumi Ota back on strike and they won't mind this. The AZD Meteors. Coming around the wicket and wides, bonus runs. Runs aplenty. Well, earlier on we were talking about the wides not quite reaching the fence. This time it does. 5 extras by Heidi Lever. And that will give them some momentum in the final few deliveries. Well, another unforced error for the bowler. And Kurumi Ota, well, she has been the recipient of that. Very lucky. And now a full toss played away on the leg side. And they get a single. Not quite given as a no ball. Well, the ACT Meteors did something similar yesterday as well. They gave away a lot of no balls and wides in the middle phase of the innings up against the Titans. Otherwise, the Titans would have struggled to maybe even reach 70 runs. That is how good it was by them. Once again, just turned away on the leg side for a quick single by Mikhaila Wrigley. Moves on to 43, closing in on another special innings, another half century. Meanwhile, one more delivery left. Kurumiota needs to support Mikhaila Wrigley. And now a wide delivery. That's the second time. Well, that is what happens when there is a left hand right hand combination. The bowler just struggles to keep it in line, and that's beautifully bowled once again by Heidi Lever, but for a wide. And now one more delivery left in the 17th. And it's been pushed down the ground straight to the fielder. A dot to close it out at the end of the 17th. It is 96 for 5 for Mamushi. Well, charging down the wicket up against Breathe on, and she comes back for the second, taking the arm on of the fielder as well. That's good running. So keeping the strike, well, she needs to face the maximum of the deliveries that she can for Mamushi to try and maximize this. Well, the score moves on to 98 with that double, and 10 and over will get them to 126, which will be all right, you would feel, but they want a bit more. Once again, charging down the wicket, and this time the long off fielder, well, she was pretty much in, not quite at the boundary line as they take that single. That one will be a wide down the leg side. Well, Breedalon struggling just like Heidi Lever was. And that wide will bring up the 100 for Mamushi. 100 for 5. Well, they're taking 17.2 overs for it. They would have liked to reach this total maybe a couple of overs earlier. This time played on the offside. Takes the single Kurumiota. Good sensible cricket, bringing Mikhaila Wrigley back on strike, who is the informed batter and the set batter out there as they try to get the final push here. Once again, played away on the leg side and in the gap as well. That might find the fence. Well, no, the fielder gets across just in time and keeps it down to 2. So charging down the wicket and plays it back to the bowler. And now Now plays it down the ground. Well, takes the single, moves on to 49 and keeps the strike. That is the end of the 18th. It's 104 for 5. All right then, Mikaela Wrigley. She is on 49 not out. She has got a couple of half centuries in the last couple of days. Can she get three in a row? Well, it's a low full toss played down the ground on the bounce. She will get a half century and she will also come back for the second thanks to the misfield. Another brilliant innings by Mikaela Wrigley under pressure. 66 on match day 4, 90 on match day 5, and now 51 not out on this match day 6, the crucial of all, up against the ACT Meteors. Well, on the day where no one else has performed apart from her at the moment. And she is holding the key here. This time, bold shot and back over the bowler. Not the best of the deliveries by Quinn, and she gets the boundary eventually that she was searching for, Mikaela Wrigley, in this final push. 10 more deliveries left after this one. Well, that one was always going to be dispatched. You can't bowl a delivery like that one to someone like Mikaela Wrigley. She wanted to pull the length back a little because she was charging down the wicket, and she's played that one ever so well. Well, the execution has been really good by Mikaela Wrigley. And this time should be a no ball. Well, it won't quite find the fence. They will take the single, and Kurumi Ota will now have the opportunity with the no ball. The second no ball bowled by Quinn. And on both the occasions, it has been a full toss like that one, above the waist height, in fact, even above the shoulder height. Well, it won't be deemed as a dangerous one though, so she won't be asked to finish a spell. If it is a couple of dangerous beamers, then the bowler cannot bowl again. But both of them were pretty much safe too. Just getting out of her hand at the wrong time as she is now coming around the wicket to the left-handed Kurumi Ota. Well, still 10 deliveries left, and now they are going to get more than 6 and over. Well, Mamushi will fight. They are fighters. This time a big swing towards the leg side, misses out. Once again, charging down the wicket. She's gone big. She's got the height. Has she got the distance? Well, just over the field. The fielder not quite able to judge it, and it's gone away to the boundary. It's 4 runs. It's not a six. Well, the umpire is asking the fielder. It's pretty much inside the boundary rope. Well, the fielder walked in a couple of steps and then tried to attempt that catch, but in the end, it was much more further than she realized. And 4 more crucial runs for Mamushi. This is really good by Mikaela Wrigley. Once again, she goes. Has she found the distance this time? No, she hasn't. This time, straight towards the fielder, and she will have to depart. And Quinn will have the last laugh. That's the sixth one gone for Mamushi. And it's the big, big wicket of Mikaela Wrigley. Well, that might just chop down at least 10 runs from here on because she was going after every single thing. And had she stayed up until the end, she would have had at least a couple of more boundaries. But instead, it's a full stop in her innings. Sixth one gone for Mamushi, 117 for 6. And once again, the new batter will come in. Well, Emerson Filsell has come in and she takes a couple of runs to get off the mark. Quinn has done with her spell. 4 overs, 1 for 30. It's 119 for 6 after 19. Right then, the last over of this innings. And it seems like it is going to be Bree DeLon to bowl it. So she is going to come around the wicket to the left-handed Kurumiota, who plays it straight to the fielder on the offside. Nicely bowled. So how many can she keep it down to? Can she keep them somewhere below 125? Well, what a good delivery. Absolutely brilliant. Almost hitting the top of off. And with the departure of Michaela Wrigley, this is really the opportunity for the ACT Meteors to restrict them. Once again, played down the ground. This time, a slight misfeed of her own bowling, and Kuromi Ota will get across and give the strike to Emerson Filsell, who has come in here at number 8, surprisingly enough, way down the order. Usually likes to come much more higher. Wanting to play this one through the leg side and only a single. Excellent stuff this by Bredalon. This time in the air, and she's cleared the infield. Well, they get across for a single. So just the 3 singles, and now the last delivery of the innings. It has been brilliant by the ACT Meteors. And she's cleaned her up on the last delivery. She will get her second. And just the 3 runs coming off that last over, well, that is exactly what I was talking about. Michaela Wrigley's departure, chopping off at least 10 runs of Mamushi's total. And they are finished here with their innings, Mamushi with 122 for 7. And the ACT Meteors need 123 to be crowned as champions of the season number 2 of the Women's Japan Premier League. As we can see the batting card there, well, the top of the order, Mignon Duprea. What a big wicket early on. 1 of 9 deliveries. Not Roshni said, well, she came out to maybe just get a few hits in, departed only for 5. Ayako Kato, a nice little innings that one by 29 of 35. Once again supported nicely by Michaela Wrigley, who went on up until the 19th over, scoring another half century. 3 consecutive half centuries for Michaela Wrigley. She has been in superb form. As you can see, the bowling card, well, 3 wickets once again for Amber Smith. How good is she? 4 overs, 3 for 18, a couple for Bree Dillon, 4 overs, 2 for 21, bowling the last over, and a wicket each for Heidi Lever and Erika Toguchi Quinn as well. Well, she was the player of the match, Erika Toguchi Quinn, yesterday, 4 overs, 2 for 9, but this time today, a couple of no balls, allowing her to be a bit expensive. But although she took the big wicket of Michaela Wrigley, which has definitely saved at least 10 runs for her side. Monica Gare, wicketless today. Surprisingly enough, as we can see the chart, the 19th over being the biggest, but then the departure as well of Michaela Wrigley. 15 runs coming off it with that white dot. And as you can see, the first 7 overs, they were not even able to get more than 6 runs even once. The highest overrun was the 8th one, where they got 7 during that period. Alright then, the target for the ACT Meteors will be 123 when they come out to chase to become the champions of the Women's Japan Premier League season number 2, and we will be back for the chase in about 10 minutes from now. Meanwhile, we will just have a look at Sano City.
Himafurahi 佐野市がおすすめしている B 級グルメ、芋フライと黒唐揚げ、ぜひ食べに来てね。
柔らかい、おいしい。
佐野市名産の完熟いちごをたくさんご用意しております。ぜひお越しください。
美味しいいちごを使ったパフェをぜひ皆さん作りませんか？待ってます。
昭和レトロ感のあるこの昔ながらのゲストハウスになってます。いろんな地元の人と交流できる場所です。
50% オフ。
ビーガンとグルテンフリーにこだわってなるべくオーガニックで作っております。皆様ご来場お待ちしてます。
蒸して柔らかく甘くしたお芋をここで皮を剥きます。
涙が出る。
上にジャンプ、そうそう上にジャンプ、そうそうそうそのまま。
佐野餃子。
おとができました。
いただきます。美味しい。
陰影をつけて描くと絵が生き生きしてくると思います。
できました。
楽しんでいただけました。
楽しかった。
Right then, Amber Smith and Paris Bowler are once again opening the innings out here for the ACT Meteors as they try to chase this total down of 123. Amber Smith with the first boundary of the innings and takes the single, but she has taken 3 wickets and now starting with the bat. And they have started off really well here up against Kurumi Mota. 7 without a wicket at the end of the first for the ACT Meteors. Roshni Seth is continuing now in this second over. And played on the leg side by Amber Smith, but out towards the fielder out there in the deep. Well, this is a very good start for the ACT Meteors, and on the other hand, Mamushi will require wickets up front. Once again, a single taken. The middle fielder is extremely straight. And meanwhile, another wide delivery there by Roshni Seth. Well, she bowled that final over of the game yesterday. She had only 2 to defend, and she gave away just the 1 run. Roshni Seth, and also bowled, of course, the super over as well, where she conceded only 4. So she is a bowler to watch out for at the moment, and once again bowls beautifully well. That one. Although the ACT Meteors, they are into the double figures, 10 without a wicket at the moment. This time it's been cut away and cut away straight to the fielder. Another dot delivery. And now one more delivery left in this second over. Well, she came out to open the innings as well, Roshni Seth. So she is highly regarded in this Mamushi side. This time wants to go big and almost carrying to the fielder. Chance of a run out. And they make it back in time. Well, that could have been disastrous for Paris Bowler. Nonetheless, that's the end of the second. 3 consecutive dots to finish it off. It's 10 without a wicket for the ACT Meteors. Well, continuing in the third over, chance of a catch and taken. That's the early breakthrough that Mamushi was looking for. It's Kurumiota who gets the wicket, and it's the wicket of Paris Bowler, who likes to start off on the front foot. Well, she hasn't been quite going in the series throughout. Once again, a mistimed shot, not quite off the middle of the bat. Well, she has connected a couple in the series so far, but not quite on that occasion. And Mamushi, well, they will fight. It's 10 for 1 after 2.1. Well, in comes Rachel Carroll. And, well, the Mamushi side will have to go right through the heart of this batting lineup. It is a very solid, strong batting lineup for them. This time a wide delivery. Well, they need to keep on taking wickets at regular intervals, the defending champions, if they want to defend their crown. This time through the offside and straight to the fielder out there in the deep. Well, Kurumiota would be searching for more wickets. The right arm pacer for Japan. This time a low full toss, and Amber Smith has played that on the leg side. Well, she holds the key, doesn't she? Well, the last time she took 3 wickets, she also scored a half century. She scored 72 runs, Amber Smith, in this WJPL, and taking wickets gives her a lot of confidence as well. And we have seen whenever she performs with both bat and ball. If she does not perform, it doesn't happen with either. And that is exactly what she must be thinking and she must be confident about. She would be wanting to play throughout the innings. They also have someone like Grace Dion still in the ranks, who has been in immaculate form throughout this tournament. Well, everyone contributes for them, the ACT Meteors. But meanwhile, Mamushi are not going to give up so easily. Just like they did yesterday, if a side who has only 10 runs to defend with the opposition having 5 wickets in hand and 20 balls to spare, still managing to tie the game, it goes to show that they are right in whenever required. There is a reason that they are called the defending champions. Well, a single team, that is the end of the third now. It's 14 for 1 for the ACT Meteors. Well, Mamta Kaswan is going to continue now. Will be interesting to see how does she go about things. She bowled superbly well yesterday. Rachel Carroll is on strike. And it's been cut away. And straight to the fielder. That one has kept low. But this is a good start by Mamushi. And they're showing some fight out here. And they have no other choice but to show some fight. Well, both the sides are playing to their strengths. Mamushi batting first, ACT Meteors batting second. That is what these two sides prefer. And this time bringing in the ramp shot. No one behind square. So takes the single. The wicketkeeper is after it, Michaela Wrigley. And they come back for a couple of runs. Good run in between the wickets once again. Well, now through the leg side and gone! Straight down the throat of Mignon Dupreya. And the second one gone. Well, Manta Kaswan. That is exactly why she's been given the ball here. And that's the wicket of Amber Smith, who was showing glimpses of form that she showed earlier on in the tournament. Departs here for 10. Both the openers back in the pavilion. And it's game on in this finale of the WJPL. 17 for 2, ACT Meteors. Then comes the captain, Grace Leons. Another player who has been in blistering form in this WJPL, and now she knows the importance of staying out there at the crease. This is the one final dance in this WJPL, and they need to get it right, the ACT Meteors. They have been the favourites of this tournament, favourites to lift it. Right from the start, they have a very strong squad, but they are up against the defending champions, who have a lot of experience in the squad, along with Mignon Dupreya. As we see a single taken on the last delivery, so Grace Leons is off the mark, and that is the end of the fourth. It is 18 for 2. Right then, Roshni Seth is going to continue, and Grace Leons has played that one nicely on the leg side for a single. Well, just the 1-4 so far in this innings, which came in the very first over. Roshni Seth is back in here to keep things tight. time through the leg side and straight to the fielder once again. Well, the catching has been very good by the side of Mamushi as well. Meanwhile, they are very much aware how key it is to take these two wickets. These two players out here, if they take these two, they will be right on top. And they are very well aware of it. This time a low full toss and turned away on the leg side by Rachel Carroll. Once again, nicely fielded out there in the deep, only a single. Well, once again, slightly short and pulled away. A couple of boundary riders on that leg side, and both of them are for Grace Leons. On the other hand, for Rachel Carroll, there is one on the leg side and one on the offside. So the plan is to play to the strength of the batters this time, moving across and trying to keep it away, and that's an excellent effort. Stopping that one, keeping it down to just one. That would have been an easy double had that gone through. Well, this is really good by Mamushi. Although you would feel that the ACT Meteors are still slightly in front in this game. Alright then, last delivery of the fifth. Grace Leons, swing and a miss. It will stay at 4 for the over. Brilliant over once again by Roshni Seth. That is the end of the fifth. It is 22 for 2. Well, we are into the last over of the power play now. And they haven't quite gone up and going here. Well, the ACT Meteors were very much aware that they are up against a side who have been pretty good throughout this tournament. And they have lost the only game in the tournament, the ACT Meteors, that was up against Mamushi, where they were trying to chase down 157. They ended up scoring only 129 in response. And are now trying to chase down 123, and Mamushi have come here all guns blazing, bowling into the right areas, applying pressure on the batters with those dots. Just the one boundary so far in this innings. Meanwhile, charging down the wicket, and that will be the second one. They've been searching for it, and they have got one. Once again, a tossed up delivery, and Minion Dobrea, well, once again, just wanting to have a word with the bowler. Usha Pereira, the bowler this time. She was rested in the last couple of games and has now come into bowl this last over of the power play. That's a beautiful shot, isn't it? Knowing exactly where the bowler is wanting to bowl, and just charges down the track and gets the boundary. This time a thick inside edge. Now then, she's got the wicket, the big wicket of Rachel Carroll. Well, once again, a boundary comes in, and then another wicket falls. This is a big, big moment in this game. Mamta Kaswan, she gets her second, a leg before wicket. And it's 28 for 3 for the ACT Meteors, still 95 away from this target. And this game is now very much in the balance. Well, 28 for 3. Who would have thought? And that is now the end of the power play. A couple of wickets for Mamta Kaswan. Another successful one. 28 for 3 at the end of the sixth. Now then, how does Grace Leons approach this? 95 required from 84. As that one has been turned away on the leg side for a couple of more runs. Stella Wilde has joined her out here in the middle. And Kato Stafford has come into bowl. She played a brilliant knock of 29 today. And it's going to show how important those 29 runs were. Well, this time it struck the pad. Big appeal and given! Gone! Big wicket! It's the wicket of the captain, Grace Leons, the woman in form. And now Mamushi are right on top in the defense of their title. Well, that is the wicket that they needed. Struck right in front. The leg spinner working out. And Kato Stafford, what a game she is having. 30 for 4, Mamushi. Are stunned and happy and enjoy at the moment. The ACT Meteors just losing their way. It's going to be Brie Dillon who will come in now at number 6. And now a job to do for the lower order, which hasn't really been tested throughout this tournament. Right then, Brie Dillon at number 6. These two need to build a partnership here for their side. The ACT Meteors. Well, they have thrown this one away, you would feel. Well, still a long way to go in this game. But at the moment, Mamushi are right in front. Still 92 away from this target. And they have some batting to do here. Brie Dillon and Stella Wilde, can they provide the goods? This time turned away on the leg side. Takes the single, so both of them are off the mark, Brie Dillon and Stella Wilde. Well, they need to knock the ball around at the moment and take those singles and doubles for now. They need to rebuild the innings. Well, once again, almost beating the batter. Well, somehow she managed to get her bat onto it. And is that a run out? Yes, it is. A needless second is what they were attempting. And that's really the last thing that they needed. Stella Wilde. She will have to go back to the pavilion. 5 gone. Meteors, what are you doing? Oh my word, oh word. Michaela Wrigley chasing after it. It just went outside the 30-yard circle. There was never a second there. You will have to be extremely quick if you take a couple of runs to the ball reaching somewhere around the 30-yard circle. And they are now 33 for 5 Meteors, just losing their way in this chase. Well, the title of the Women's Japan Premier League was right in front of them, and they have just gone further and further away. They almost had one hand onto it. My word. Mamushi. Well, there's a reason they are the defending champions, and they're showing us exactly why. Well, they need a partnership desperately, do the ACT Meteors. Well, that is now the end of the 7th over as well, and it's 34 for 5. Well, we continue now in this 8th over. And then once again a chance of a run out, and they complete the second run on that occasion. Well, they are making a total mess of it. The ACT Meteors. They have such a strong batting lineup, and they are just making those rash decisions, which isn't helping their cause. Under pressure in this finale of the WJPL. This is the last game, and the table topper wins it, and these two have won 4 out of 5. And the winner of this one takes it all. It's the winner takes it all game. And a target of 123, they would have been extremely happy to restrict the opposition to 122. They caught the wicket of Mignon de Prayer only at 1. It just felt that it was their day, but they have just started to throw it away here. Mamta Kaswan, what a spell it has been so far. 2 wickets for her as well. This time tucked away well. Once again, a quick single taken, and a bit of a hesitation between the two. Can't really afford another run out. That was the last thing that they would need here, the ACT Meteors. Once again, just pushed on the leg side, straight to Mignon Duprea. Well, what an influence she makes as well out here on the field too. Not just with the bat, but with just giving her opinions to the bowlers, sharing her experience and sharing her knowledge about the game, that whatever she has learned, how to put it out there. And this time it struck the pad, but angling down the leg side, Muntaka Swan cannot believe it. She felt that she should have got a third. And charging down the wicket and a quick single taken. Kurumiota out there at mid-off does really well to stop it, putting her body on the line. Well, goes to show how much it matters to them. Well, that is now the end of the eighth over as well, and they are five down here, the ACT Meteors. Right then, Roshni Seth continuing. And in the air and just past the fielder, my word. Went for the big one, Stella Wilde, and she finds the boundary. Well, that was an excellent effort out there in the field. Diving towards her left and almost pulling off a stunner. But it seems like Stella Wilde feels that she has had enough. She wants to go for it. She wants to counter punch here. And now through the leg side. Not quite able to find the gap where she wanted exactly. So a single taken brings Monica Gare back on strike. Well, the two Aussies out here in the middle once again for the ACT Meteors. Still 80 away from this target. Well, this is the partnership that needs to fire. They need to get some runs together. This time pushed back at the bowler. This time it's been cut away and straight to Minyan Dupreya, who always stays in and around inside that circle to give that pep talk to the bowlers as well. That one will be a wide. Trying to keep it away from the arc, and in the process, just pulling it way too wide. Well, this one was short, and it's been dispatched away to the fence, making her pay for the bad delivery, taking full advantage of it, and finds a much needed boundary once again. Plays that one really well. And Monica Gare also gets a boundary for herself. That's the second boundary of this over. Well, this is the over where they're trying to counter punch and trying to push on in this chase. Well, that is now the end of the ninth. It is 48 for 5. Right, then McDonald has come in here to bowl the 10th over. Guided on the leg side, straight to the fielder inside the circle. That is Minyan Dupreya, who is always in and around, just chirping into the bowler's head, always wanting to make sure that they get the pep talk right on time. time of full swing of the bat. But once again, nothing more than a single. In fact, they come back for the second as well. Good running between the wickets. Brings up the 50 now for the Meteors. 50 for 5 after 9.2 overs. Just trying to charge on here. 73 more required. 73 from 64. They don't want the asking rate also to go up either, because they are very much aware that if it goes up, it will become more and more difficult. This time guided through the leg side. That's beautifully played. Well, won't quite find the fence, you would feel. Mikael Ereckley will reach after it. And a couple of more runs taken. This is good by Stella Wilde and Monica Gare. Keeping the scoreboard ticking, taking those ones and twos. This on a thick inside edge. Wanting to free her arms through the offside. Stella Wilde. Another dot delivery. Good bowling this by McDonald. Well, what a game we have on our hands here. This is the grand finale of the season number 2, match number 12. And how often do we see the two sides who are playing each other, who have been scheduled to play each other on the last day, are the ones fighting it out, and the winner takes it all in this one. First versus second, both equal on points, and still nothing separating the two sides. That is the end of the 10th. 5 runs come off it. It's 53 for 5 for the Meteors, and the umpire called for a short drinks break. Right then, we continue after the drinks break, and what a shot that is by Stella Wilde. Absolutely brilliant. Just the kind of the start that they needed after the drinks break, and that boundary is easing some pressure out here. The big spinner once again, and beautifully placed. That is absolutely outstanding. Well, keeping themselves alive here, the ACT Meteors. And Mamushi will be searching for a wicket. Well, this time it struck the pad, but definitely angling down the leg side. Well, Kato Stafford, what a game she is having. She scored crucial 29 runs and then also took the wicket, the big wicket of the captain of the ACD Meteors, Grace Lyons, the woman in form. Well, this one is still very much in the balance. 66 required a 58. One good partnership can do it for the ACD Meteors, and a couple of good deliveries can do it for Mamushi, the defending champions, of course. Single taken on that occasion. And cut away. Once again, straight to Minion Dupreya, who does not make any mistakes inside the circle. Once again, wanting to cut that one away, beautifully bowled. This time goes big. But it will fall safely. Well, these two have been very positive out here, Monica Gere and Stella Wilde. And that is now the end of the 11th over. Decent one this for the ACD Meteors. And keeping themselves very much in touch. Well, the asking rate is 7, and they got 7 of that one. 60 for 5 now. Right then, Roshni Seth into her final over now. She's been very good with the ball. Once again, playing that one in the air. And has that found the distance? Well, not quite the distance, but a boundary to start off this over. And there's a shift in momentum out here. The ACT Meteors, well, they're charging forwards. It's a counter punch. They're getting some quick runs and they are applying a lot of pressure on Mamushi once again. Well, the onus is on them to get those runs. And this is very good positive cricket by the two. Especially Stella Wiley, who moves on to 20s, 21 now, into the 20s, 21 of 17. And play back at the bowler. Roshni Seth wanting to replicate the run out that she did yesterday. But Monica Gere was always inside the crease. Right then, 59 runs, 52 deliveries, and 5 wickets. This is what it has come down to in this season's WJPL. Once again, down the ground towards long on. Takes that single. Well, you need your best fielders at the long off and the long on region. And that is exactly what Mamushi have done. Having Emerson Philsell out there, who has been really good. Took that catch inside the power play as well, a deep mid wicket. And just charging down the wicket and taking that single. A nice little partnership this. From 41 for 5 to 65 for 5 now. Partnership worth 25 at the moment. Once again in the air. This time the fielder might be in. And she is! She's taken it! Kuro Miyota! What a good catch! They needed a wicket and they have got one, and they have got the priceless wicket of Stella Wilde. Well, she was turning the game on its head, and Roshni Seth, well, once again in the big moments delivers. What a good catch that is. And the Meteors, well, they have lost their sixth. Stella Wiley was trying to stay positive, departs here for a well-made 22. And once again, Mamushi are in front. Right then, in comes Heidi Lever, 57 required of 49, and now 4 wickets left. This one is going right down to the wire. Once again, punched in the air, chance! Oh my word, she's dropped it! Kuru Miyota, from heroine to villain, all of a sudden, how costly will that be? Only time will tell. Heidi Lever is off the mark, couple of runs taken. Roshni said, well, she will finish a spell. 4 overs, 1 for 25, could have been 2 for 23. And at the end of the 12th, it's 68 for 6, 55 required of the last 8. And Heidi Lever, well, surviving by the skin of her teeth. Now then, we continue in this 13th. Monica Gare on strike takes the single. With a good collection there by Ayaka Kato Stafford, as she is bowling another over here. She has been brilliant in her spell. Brilliant on the day of the final of this match number 12 of the Women's Japan Premier League. This time not quite able to hit it in the direction that she wanted to. Dot delivery. Now then, this could be the opportunity with Heidi Lever on strike, maybe to try and get some dots for Mamushi. There it is, another dot delivery, back-to-back dots, 54 require of 46. 54 of 45 now with that dot. Well, the asking rate is not that high at the moment, and with those dot deliveries, it will just help Mamushi in helping it increase it and apply some pressure. This time, cut away on the offside, takes the single, does Heidi Lever. And that's a swing and a miss by Monica Gare. Well, she has performed really well with the ball throughout this tournament, and now she has one final opportunity with the bat. Can she get her side home? Well, she has 4 other partners with her alongside. She can use them, or maybe she can depart herself. Well, she has made a mess of it, Michaela Wrigley. And Monica Gare also survives. Well, both of them would have been back in the pavilion. Heidi Lever and Monica Gare. And Michaela Wrigley. Well, once again, we ask the question, how costly is that going to be for Mamushi? At the end of the 13th, that's 70 for 6. Right, then 53 required of 42, and Mamta Kaswan is continuing. Played straight to Kurumiota. Dot delivery to start off. Can't afford too many dots here. Meteors. Once again pushed down the ground. And another dot delivery. Excellent stuff this by Mumta Kaswan, where she has bowled a match-changing innings. Match-changing spell rather. 2 for 14 and 3.2 overs for her. But this time in the air, not quite off the middle of the bat. Will fall short of Emerson Filsell. Takes the single, does Heidi Lever. Brings Monica Gare back on strike. Well, that wicket of Stella Wilde, you would feel, was the one that was required for Mamushi. Although still very much alive in this, the Meteors slightly behind in this game at the moment. Well, she's connected this one, Monica Gare, but not quite in the gap. Emerson Filsell will get across and keep it down to just one. But they're trying to search for those boundaries to reduce the difference between the runs and the balls. 51 required of 38. At the moment is 13. You wouldn't want that to go higher when 30 deliveries are left, 20 deliveries are left. You want that to go lower. And another stumping missed, is it? Well, Michaela Wrigley, what's happening out there? That's the second time in a couple of overs, and she's disappointed with herself. And now Mamta Kaswan will feel that she should have got a third. Well, Heidi Lever, she's got a couple of lifelines now. Can she make them pay? And that will be a swing and a miss. Another dot delivery, just the 2 runs of the over. Exceptional stuff by Mamta Kaswan. 4 overs, 2 for 16. What a spell it has been. It's 72 for 6 at the end of the 14th. And Mamushi are, at the moment, it seems like inching closer to defending their crown. Well, this time she will complete the stumping at the start of this 15th over. Monica Gare will have to depart, and also maybe that puts the curtains in the Meteors camp. 7th one down, and Monica Gare, well, she was trying to push for some quick runs. Ayaka Kato Stafford, well, she cannot do anything wrong today. Gets another one for herself. And the Meteors, well, they have struggled in this chase. The best batting lineup in this tournament is struggling. 72 for 7 now after 14.1. All right then. New batter comes in. Nickam at number 9. Once again, beautifully bowled by Stafford. Well, Amruta Nickam. She's been hardly seen in this tournament and now has the opportunity to play out a blinder of an innings to get her side home. Well, she's guided that one past the wicket keeper. She will get off the mark. Should get a couple at the least, maybe even 3 if they push harder. Well, they take only a couple of runs. Well, in fact, given as by, so yet to get off the mark here, Amruta Nickam. And now they need less than 50. 49 required of 33. This time it's down the ground. Well, there's a panic in the Meteors camp, and why wouldn't it be? Because it would feel as if they have thrown this one. They bowled superbly well, didn't they? The ACT Meteors. And it seems like Mamushi just have too much for them. High reliever on strike meanwhile. Connects this one once again, but only for a single out there in the deep. So that will now be the end of the 15th, end of the spell for Ayaka Kato Stafford. 4 overs 2 for 19. At the end of the 15th, there is 76 for 7. Right, then 5 more overs left, 47 required. And they need some boundaries now. The ACT Meteors, that is the kind of the situation that they find themselves in. The asking rate has gone above 9, 9.4, and it will go further up with that dot delivery. As Katual is into the attack now. A change in the bowling, her very first over in the 16th. A surprising call you would feel by the captain. This time in the air and another drop chance. Well, High Reliever at the moment is invincible. That's her third lifeline. A couple of chances for Kurumi Ota and Minion Dopraya just wanting to go and have a word with her. Just informing her not to worry. It's all right. She took an exceptional catch of Styla Wiley, the one that mattered the most, you would feel, and now a couple of drop chances. Well, High Reliever, she's been missed out on occasions. She's got 3 lifelines already, with the score now at 77 for 7. This time the ball staying low and played on the leg side by Amruta Nikam for a single. In fact, they don't take the single, they've denied it, decided against it. Well, Mamushi are right on top now. With the ASCII rate going above 10, just 3 wickets in hand for the ACT Meteors. They have made a meal out of this chase and are now struggling really bad. Once again, just pushed towards Minion Dupreya, back-to-back deliveries, back-to-back dots. And this isn't helping the ACD Meteors. Well, High Reliever is thinking at the moment, what different can she use? She's on 6 of 12. She's more than capable with the long handle. This time she connects Amruta Nikam in the air. It will land safely. And Emerson Philsell will get across and allow them to get across for a bit. So just the 2 runs of this Katuwal over as well. This is absolutely brilliant. Astonishing to say the least for Mamushi. Right, then last delivery of the 16th over coming up. And that's been played on the leg side by High Reliever. She will only take a single and keep the strike. That is the end of the 16th. Just the 3 coming off it. 79 for 7 for the ACT Meteors. 44 needed of the last 4 overs. Right, then Kurumi Ota is back into the attack. She has dropped High Reliever a couple of times. and now has the opportunity to make immense with the ball, but she bowled superbly well inside the power play. Once again, driven down the ground for a single. Well, they won't mind this Mamushi at all. It has been a superb bowling display by them. Once again, connects, not quite able to find the gap. Nicely bowled. Once again, down the ground, straight to the fielder. The ASCII rate has now gone above 12, and this is really good by Mamushi. They are right on top in this game now. Another dot delivery for Kurumiota, 41 required of 19. It's not working out for the ACT Meteors. Trying to chase down this total of 123. And this time the ball is just staying low. Well, that will now be the end of the 17th over. 3 consecutive dots to finish it off. Excellent stuff by Kurumiota. It is 82 for 7. 41 required of 18. Basically a miracle from here on for the ACT Meteors. Well, Katuwal earning the right to bowl another over, and she gets a wicket for herself as well. And finally, Heidi Lever will have to depart. Well, it was coming. She got 3 lifelines, but she couldn't make them pay, and this time struck right in front. And the 8th one down for the Meteors, and it is definitely curtains now. There's no way back from here on. Right then, in comes Quinn. Erika Toguchi Quinn, who was slightly expensive today with the ball, although took that 1 wicket. As you see her play that one through the offside. At the moment, just not quite able to get the scoreboard ticking. It's just not working out for them. This time lofted on the leg side, lands safely, and takes the single. Another low full toss dispatched through the offside by Amruta Nikam. Another single, and Mamushi are inching closer and closer to defending their crown. This time pushed back at the bowler. Excellent stuff this by Katuwal. Well, how underrated is this bowling spell by her? Came in the 16th over. One decent over is what they needed to apply more and more pressure. She gave away just three, and now in this 18th, she's got the wicket of high reliever and also conceded just two. One more to come. And it's been pushed towards the offside, and it will be another single. So once again, just the 3 runs of the Katuwal over at the end of the 18th. The ACT Meteors, 85 for 8, 38 more needed of the last 2 overs. The asking rate has gone up to 19, would you believe it? Excellent stuff this by Mamushi. Well, Kurumi Ota will bowl the penultimate over of this tournament. And a swing and a miss crashes onto the stumps. Wicket number 9. And now just one more wicket away are Mamushi from defending their crown. 85 for 9, the ACT Meteors. Well, we haven't seen a two-digit score throughout this tournament, and we might just see one now. And that too by the best batting lineup that we have known throughout this tournament. They have a very strong batting lineup, but what a bowling performance it has been by Mamushi, trying to defend 122 runs, and they are doing it ever so well. Just a wicket away now from being crowned as the champions once again of the Women's Japan Premier League. Right then, in comes Ogawa at number 11, wanting to play through the offside, very close to finding the outside edge. That will be a wide down the leg side. Well, they basically need a miracle here, the ACT Meteors, and also some assistance from Mamushi, and that is one of those. A wide delivery. Well, Mamushi have battled under pressure. They have overcome the challenges, and now they have almost their hands on the trophy. Just moments away now. 38 required of 8. It's not going to happen. It is very difficult. Well, it is still possible mathematically, but it is going to be very difficult. They basically need a miracle here. Do the ACT Meteors. This time she pushes it on the leg side. Another dot delivery. Well, what an outstanding over it has been by Kurumi Ota. She's been brilliant with the ball. And another dot delivery applies more pressure on the batter. Can she get a wicket maiden here? Well, once again pushed on the offside. It's a wicket maiden. And the task has also become impossible now for the ACT Meteors. 38 required of the last over. Brilliant spell by Kurumi Ota as well. 4 overs, 2 for 14. And the ACT Meteors, well, it's the lowest total in this tournament so far. 85 for 9 after 19. And they basically need a miracle from here on if they want to give themselves any chance of winning this year's WJPL. Well. Just 6 more deliveries away, or maybe 1 wicket away, are Mamushi from lifting that trophy once again. Well, it's a thick outside edge. No one out there behind square. The chase is on. Won't quite find the fence once again as Mamta Kaswan gets across and a couple of runs taken. Well, it won't matter now. Just 5 legitimate deliveries is what they need to bowl. Katual is going to continue. 2.1 overs, 1 for 8 for her. She's been no less than any other bowler. This time pushed towards Mignon Depraya and a single taken. Well, Katual would be wanting to finish it off in style by taking a wicket. Logawa is yet to get off the mark. And this time it stayed low. And it's another dot delivery. The second bounce was after the crease, after that popping crease. So it will be a dot, not a no ball. This time played down the ground, and finally Ogawa will be off the mark. Emerson Philsell will get across once again. And they take only a single. Well, Mignon Depraya just teasing Ogawa that she will run her out. Well, this has been brilliant. It's been absolutely brilliant by Mamushi. Namrata Nikam is back on strike. Just 2 more deliveries left. What a defense it has been by Mamushi. They lost the very first game and it's now in the air. Is that going to be 5 in a row? Not yet. They will have to wait 1 more delivery as they take a couple of runs. Amruta Nikam moves into the double figures and now maybe overthrows, but denied in the end. Alright then, the moment that they have all been waiting for. 30 required of 1 delivery. And Katuwal is going to bowl this historical delivery for Mamushi, which is going to come up. Right then, last ball of the WJPL 2026. It's been defended. And there it is. The defending champions defend their crown. Mamushi have done it. They have done it with pure consistency. 5 wins in a row. And they have secured the Women's Japan Premier League once again. Back-to-back titles. And once again, the title will go to Mamushi. They have shown us exactly why champions and what champions are made of. Consistency, character, courage. Take a bow, Mamushi. WJPL 2026 belongs to you. As we see the batting card out here. 91 for 9, the lowest total in this tournament. Well, trying to chase down 123, and no one really got going apart from Stella Wilde, who gave them a scare and departed for 22. As you can see, the bowling card, well, a couple of wickets each for Kurumiota, Mamta Kaswan, and Ayaka Kato. They have been brilliant throughout. And a wicket each for Roshni Seth and Binda Katuwal as well. Just the 3 extras, that is how good their bowling performance was. Well, they have shown a lot of character, just like they did yesterday as well, trying to defend 10 of 19 deliveries with the opposition having 5 wickets in hand. As you can see the graph there. Have a look at this. Up until the 14th or the 15th over, they were right ahead. And in the end, well, just lost their way, didn't they? The ACT Meteors kept on losing wickets. Stella Wilde tried her best, but the dots, as you can see in that over number 3, 4, 7, 8, and the 8th one, the biggest, the wicket of Grace Leons. Well, as you can see, the match summary, Mamushi won the toss, elected to bat first as they were comfortable. And once again, Michaela Wrigley at the heart of it. 3 consecutive half centuries for the Aussie, 60 or 50 deliveries. 3 wickets for Amber Smith, 2 for Brie DeLon. And in response, the ACT Meteors, well, you would fancy them to get 123 with the kind of the batting lineup that they have. But they kept on losing wickets and managed only 91 for 9 in the 20. Stella Wilde, the pick of the batters. But outstanding piece of bowling by Kurumiota, Mamta Kaswan, and Ayaka Kato Stafford, who couldn't quite do anything wrong today. And, well, Mamushi have won this game by 31 runs and are the champions once again of the Women's Japan Premier League. Well, that was it from us out here in the studio. It was amazing to have you watch this tournament throughout. I was your commentator, Piyush Nathani, giving you a farewell, and until next season's Women's Japan Premier League, it's a goodbye. Thank you.